time for a rant. 2K20 dropped yesterday, and I already got some things to say. I'm so frustrated, man. I kind of built my YouTube channel around Myleague and Mygm, mostly around Mygm because that's the game mode that I had the most fun with, without a doubt. Mygm, I've been playing it since 2K17, maybe even 2K16, I can't remember. But Mygm, I've had so much fun with Mygm, especially the last couple of years because they added the whole storyline of the Sandersons and the expansion team and Tex Towers. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun playing Mygm the last 2 years. I enjoyed it more than any game mode I've ever played on any NBA 2K game. And a couple months ago, 2K dropped a little blog. Maybe about a month ago, they dropped a blog about how they were going to revamp the Mygm system, and there's going to be Mygm 2.0, and I was excited about it. I was like, wow, this is great. This is awesome. I can't wait for this. Hopefully they have a great storyline, and I saw that they were introducing leaderboards, and I was excited for it. I was really excited for it. And yesterday I played Mygm mode. I recorded about 6 or 7 episodes. I enjoyed it for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then the conversations got repetitive, and it was the same thing over and over again, and it's the drizzling shits. Ronnie 2K, Mike Wang, whoever it is, I don't know if there's a development team for just Mygm. I don't know how that works. I don't know if they send a certain section of the development team to work on Mygm. I don't want to assume that, but whoever developed the Mygm series this year, or the Mygm game mode this year, they were lazy. They were absolutely lazy, and I'm so frustrated that I waited this long to play this game mode, and after a day, not even a day, after 6 hours of playing this game mode, I'm already tired of it. 2K took an absolute dump on Mygm this year. An absolute dump. And you know who else they took a dump on? They took a dump on everybody that plays Myleague and Mygm and buys this game. Guys like Crispy Flakes, guys like Six Rings of Steel, guys like CSB. Those guys, they just shat on them. They shat on me. I've been playing this game, not this game, I've been playing NBA 2K since NBA 2K. With Allen Iverson on the cover, the Dreamcast. I've been playing this franchise for 20 years. 20 years. And they took a dump on us. They took a dump on me. Ronnie 2K or whoever developed the Mygm this year and the Myleague should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. They didn't care. They don't care. Mygm this year, it's so buggy. It's so buggy. And like I said, those guys should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. But they took me for my $60, and they took a lot of other people for their $60. Hell, maybe even $100. I don't know. But 2K this year, especially Myleague and Mygm, it's awful. Myleague has been the same freaking mode basically for the last 5 or 6 years. They don't do anything. They don't care. The only community that the guys at 2K care about, the only people they give a shit about are the people that have the clout. The Cash Nasties, the Christopher Londons, all those guys. That's all they care about. They care about the park players. They don't care about people that play Myleague or Mygm. They don't care. And it's sad. You got guys like Crispy Flakes that have over 200,000 subscribers. Guys like Six Rings that get like 1 million fucking views a video, almost. Do they get invited to Community Day? No, they don't. Because they're not fucking spending money opening packs and shit. And it's absolutely embarrassing. 2K should be absolutely embarrassed of themselves this year. Like, I was in such a rush to play Mygm when 2K dropped. I was like, I don't even care about the settings. I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just going to play on medium difficulty at the beginning of the game, and then I'll go through and check the settings later. So I'm on Twitter after I got done playing the game for 6 hours, reading the same conversations over and over and over again. And I get on Twitter to see what people are saying, and what do they say? Well, you can't. Can somebody patch Mygm? We can't change the settings. I'm like, what? Is this real life right now? So I look. Any game you play, the quarters are stuck at 6 minutes. You cannot change it. You can't change the difficulty of the game. So I don't know if you hop in and play a game on Mygm. I don't know if you're playing on Hall of Fame, rookie. I don't know. They just rushed. They're like, oh, well, here's Mygm. They just threw it in a freaking blender, crushed it up, and then just threw it into the fucking game. Didn't look at it, nothing. Nothing. Oh, we're revamping it. We want to make leaderboards so people can see how good of a GM they are. Who gives a shit about leaderboards? Honest to God. Like, I bet 50% of the people that play Mygm don't even play online. So what the fuck does a leaderboard do? It means nothing. You could literally, like, some kid in fucking California could be the greatest Mygm player of all time and it wouldn't matter because he doesn't play online. What does it matter? Like, what does a leaderboard matter? Another problem I've been seeing is 2K just simulate, like, if you want to play actual games in Mygm, sometimes the game just simulates the game. You don't even get a choice in the matter. It just does it. And it's absolutely frustrating. Like, there's a group of people that just buy this game to play Myleague and Mygm, but you're too busy spending, I don't even know how much, to get Idris Elba to have a fucking cameo in your My Career movie. Who cares? How many times can you tell the My Career story? You've told it already 5 times over. Like, how else are you going to tell that story of a guy getting to the NBA? What's going to happen next year? Is it going to be a guy sitting at a fucking bus stop and an NBA executive walks up to him and says, hey, you look like you can play basketball. Come try out for our team. Is that what it's going to be next year? How else are you going to tell the My Career story? You've told it already. You can't tell it anymore. When you have a guy go to a street ball tournament, play 3 games as a DJ, and then he gets a tryout with an NBA team, there's no other story you can tell. You've told, like, every possibility you've had for the My Career, you've told it already. Guy's a street baller, makes it to the NBA. Guy goes overseas to play ball because he doesn't get drafted, goes through the G League, makes it to the NBA. Guy starts in the projects, works his way, is a great high school basketball player, goes to college, makes it to the NBA. What's left to tell with My Career? What stories are left? It's like the development team's just like, well, we could really put this on our resume that we created this story. I mean, look at how in-depth it is. They don't give a shit anymore. They don't. They'd rather spend $500,000 or $1 million to have Idris Elba make a fucking cameo and play a character in the game. That's what they'd rather do. They'd rather spend their time and their money and their effort and their development team. They'd rather do that instead of fixing all their fucking game modes and making it enjoyable for everybody that buys the fucking game, not just the people that buy it for My Career, and not just the people that spend money at the fucking park or on fucking VC so they can open packs. 2K needs to start focusing on everybody. Not everybody buys the game for those 2 fucking modes. My Career and My Team. Not everybody wants to play that shit all the time. So focus on other stuff, Mike Wang and 2K and Ronnie 2K. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely... And it's not only embarrassing for me because I've been so hyped for this fucking game for about 6 months. I played Mygm last year. The story was great. I played through it for about 6 months from September to February. And since February, I've been so fucking excited for this game. And now it's come and went already. And I just don't give a shit. And that's not how it should be. I should want to be playing this game all day. Like for a month. It's embarrassing. So you know what? Now I, myself, have to go to the drawing board and make a story and create great Mygm content and Myleague content because 2K doesn't give a shit about anybody that plays Myleague or Mygm. You can't tell me that they give a shit about us. after the fact that you can't even change the goddamn settings in the game. And the other thing is, I feel like they're at a point now where they're so focused on the next generation of consoles that they don't give a fuck about 2K20 or probably 2K21. They're so focused on 2K22 coming out on the next gen consoles. That's all they really give a shit about right now. So they copy and fucking paste last year's game onto this year's game and kind of change up the menus a little bit. That's all they did. And added the rookies. That's all they did. And added the WNBA. But like I said, I could go on and on and on. I recorded for 6 hours, and I'm pissed off that I waited this long for this, for 6 hours of enjoyment. So I guess I'm going to have to become a park YouTuber or a My Career YouTuber because that hasn't been fucking done enough. You know, you don't give Chris Smoove and other guys the game fucking a month in advance so they can go ahead and record all the My Career shit so no one else can get ahead. It's bullshit. Like, no one is going to watch someone else's My Career if Chris Smoove is putting it out a month before the fucking game comes out. It's bullshit. And don't get me wrong, I've been watching Chris Smoove since I was, 15 or 16 years old. I've been watching him for 10 years. He deserves everything he has. He basically created the 2K community on YouTube. But when he's dropping fucking My Career videos a month before the game comes out, it's bullshit, man. How's anybody else supposed to get ahead on YouTube or anywhere if you're giving the game out and letting other people play it and make content before anybody else can? So now everybody else is at a disadvantage. I'm over it, man. I'm so irritated. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to keep putting out content, and I'm just frustrated. I'm so frustrated. And like I said, hopefully next year or whenever they start paying attention to other people other than just the people that spend money on VC or the people that have millions of subscribers. Because right now I feel like 2K just doesn't care about anything other than clout. That's it. They're clout chasers, and that's all they are right now. Start paying attention to the Myleaguers and the Mygm players. Peace out.
You fucker!